Good afternoon, everybody. Good to be with you. My name is Reverend Leah Alvarado. I'm with New Thought Northern Colorado Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to Weekly Inspiration. Every Tuesday, Thursday, I read a different passage from an inspiring teacher or author, and I'll include some questions to reflect on and end with an affirmation and maybe a prayer or a little meditation. So glad you're here today. If you're here, feel free to say hi in the chat. Would love to know who's joining in today. So today's topic is honor all your teachers, and it's from a book called One Soul, One Love, One Heart, The Sacred Path to Healing All Relationships by John Welshons. This is a book I found many, many years ago. I mean, I'm talking like 20 years ago at this sweet little bookstore in Los Angeles when I lived there called the Bodhi Tree, which unfortunately is no longer there, but it's a book that just kind of stood out on the bookshelf, and I grabbed it, and I often come back to this book because it just has beautiful messages in here. So if you want to check it out and purchase it, I would highly, highly recommend it. So honor all your teachers. I keep a puja table in my home. It is a special place of remembrance and honor, like an altar, for all of the beings who have contributed to my spiritual evolution. I have pictures of Jesus, Meher Baba, Neem Karoli Baba, and Swami Muktananda, and statues of Buddha, Hanuman, and Shiva. Early each morning, I light candles and incense and sit in front of the puja. I meditate. I invite Jesus, Buddha, Meher Baba, and Neem Karoli Baba into my heart. I ask for their guidance. I ask for their protection. I ask them to open my heart. If there is someone with whom I am having difficulty, if there has been some anger, discord, or disconnection, I reverently place a photo of that person on the puja table alongside my teachers. Whether that person is a friend, a relative, a public figure, or a government leader, I place their photo on the puja table and I honor them. Over the years, I have placed on this table photos of my father, an aunt, a business partner, various US presidents, mass murderers, and even Osama bin Laden. I honor them for being my teachers. I honor them for showing me where I am caught. I honor them for helping me to see the places in myself where I close my heart, the places where I have fear, where I don't recognize the one, where I am having difficulty perceiving the perfection in the universe. I specifically ask that person's forgiveness, and I offer my forgiveness to them. By including in our daily meditation practice the effort to resolve difficult relationships, the painful, constricting energy of conflict begins to magically dissolve. Again, this extension of forgiveness to even the most difficult people does not mean we should make ourselves vulnerable to someone we know to be dishonest, violent, or cruel. It merely suggests that in order to find happiness, we have to get free of the burden of anger, resentment, and fear. We have to learn to act from the place of peace, strength, and love within us, while still confronting injustice. Anger and resentment hurt us much more than they hurt the person with whom we are angry. We let go of anger in order to feel our own heart, our own love, so that we ourselves can heal, find happiness, and restore harmony on our planet. Hi, Resin. Hi, BJ. Nice to see you or be with you. I wish I could see you. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be nice to actually see you both. But I know you're here wherever you are in the world. I know you're here, and I appreciate you being with me today. So this topic is an interesting one. This idea that everyone is our teacher. Whether it's someone who is actually a teacher, a spiritual teacher of some kind, or someone that maybe we've never met, but we have great reverence for, like Buddha or Jesus or some other teacher, or even better, those who have caused us pain in our life, those that we have had resentment towards and anger towards. Those are some interesting teachers, the most interesting, are they not? And we all have them. We've all had those individuals in our life, those individuals that trigger us, that send us spiraling downwards. And in some cases, it's a constant thing with these individuals. I have people in my life who have been those teachers to me. My mother was probably my greatest teacher. And I have a cousin that raised me when I was young. That was definitely one of my greatest teachers. Not because they were these loving, amazing beings, but because of the challenges and the pain that they brought into my life and what I experienced. They have been my absolute greatest teachers. Who have been your greatest teachers? Who have been those people that have taught you your greatest lessons, have, through their actions and their behavior, have forced is a strong word, but really forced you to open your heart in a different way, in a new way, have assisted you in your soul evolution, have assisted you in raising your consciousness and taking a step forward on your spiritual path? Who are those individuals for you? Bring them to mind, bring them into your heart right now. Think about who they are. I'm going to put into our chat our questions for today. Wish I can watch today, but I had to do a 12-hour shift and it's bedtime. All right, love you, Resin. Thanks for being here. Sleep well. I know you'll be with us later. So I'm putting in our questions. So the first one, is there anyone I have closed my heart to? Am I willing to release my anger and resentment and see them as my teacher? Yeah, so think about right now people that you have closed your heart to, and it may be someone who cut you off on the freeway, someone you'll never see again, someone you don't have an actual relationship with, someone it could be a governmental leader. It could be a leader of some other country. It could be something you saw on the news, something that really affected you deeply, that you're noticing some anger or some resentment coming up in you, and it's being directed toward a particular person. So notice that. Notice your heart and how it constricts. Notice what you're feeling in deep within you. And are you willing, check in with yourself, are you willing to release the anger? Are you willing to release the resentment? Are you willing to open your heart to use this individual as an opportunity to release and heal whatever is there within you? Your housemate. Okay, BJ, yeah. And because they're your housemate, you see and interact with this person on a regular basis. This author has later in the chapter, it's too long to read, but he talks about the gurus in our life, another way of saying teachers, and his father was his probably the top guru in his life, and constantly challenging him on a regular basis. And he got to a point where he was able to see his father almost as this enlightened soul, this enlightened being, because he continued to bring to him these moments of frustration and anger and upset and pain. And on his deathbed even, he did that, and he finally released it, and he finally saw him as this great guru in his life. And perhaps you can do the same, BJ. Seeing your housemate that way takes practice, yeah? So the next question is, who have been your greatest teachers and what has been the most valuable lesson you've learned from them? So BJ, if your housemate is one of your greatest teachers, what lessons have you learned from them? What are some of the lessons that you have received from this soul, from this being in your life, from this teacher, this guru? And if there's others that you have that you consider your teachers, who, what are the lessons? What are the lessons that you've learned? For me personally, I've learned compassion And I've learned forgiveness. My gosh, these individuals I mentioned earlier, forgiveness has been a big part of my spiritual journey, as I suspect it is for many of us, most of us. And there's layers to that. Yeah, there's layers. You forgive something that they did many years ago, you forgive the behavior, and then years down the road, suddenly it circles back again, and there's another layer to forgive. It's interesting how that works, but so important. Yeah. So what are the lessons? What are the lessons that these individuals have brought to you, to your soul, to your evolution as a soul? Knowing the truth of myself, forgiveness, and acceptance. Yeah, continuing to remind yourself of who you are, the truth of who you are, and not allowing someone's behavior or actions to bring you to a place where you question that. But instead, it makes you know it even more so. That like I know my truth. I know who I am, despite the actions and the behaviors of this individual over here. And when you can do that, you have appreciation for them, do you not? You have appreciation for who they are in your life, and reverence, deep reverence for this being as this incredible teacher, this soul that on some level made an agreement to come into your life to say, I am going to be in your life as a soul, and I'm going to bring in these particular behaviors to trigger you so that you can wake up and realize the truth of your being. Such a gift that these individuals bring us. And if we could just continue to see that, it's not always easy, I know. Yeah. I'm going to put into the chat our affirmation. Let's say that together. And then we'll end with our we'll end with a prayer today. How about that? We'll say our affirmation, and then we'll close out with a prayer. Today, I honor and recognize all of my teachers. I honor them for the lessons they have given me. I release any residual anger and resentment I have towards anyone, knowing that they are God in disguise. They are here to serve as a teacher in my life and to open my heart even more. I give thanks for them and bow in reverence for their willingness as a soul to support the evolution of my consciousness in this life. So let's just close our eyes and take a deep breath, feeling the vibration of these words moving through every cell of our body. I give thanks for them and bow in reverence for their willingness as a soul to support the evolution of my consciousness in this life. Taking a deep breath and breathing that in. And so I am knowing right here in this precious moment, this sacred time, that as we bring into our awareness these great teachers, we feel our hearts expand and open as we recognize that these beings aren't just merely individuals who drive us crazy, but that these individuals have a higher purpose in our life, that their soul has made a decision to come into this life with us, to serve us in moving up the scale of evolution, in moving and raising our consciousness, teaching us the greatest lessons that serve us, that open us, that enliven us. And so with great gratitude, we feel that within us, and we take that sacred breath and we say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear soul, for what you bring to my life, for what you are teaching me every day. Thank you. And so we bow in reverence to every single being who has been a challenge to us in our life, who has brought us pain. We say thank you, for we trust and know that the universe brings to us those who will be a catalyst, those who will bring forth our greatest learning, those who will expand us in the greatest way. And so we feel gratitude in our heart for the profound power of God that moves in and through, around, and for us, and orchestrates all of these experiences so that we can continue to grow on this amazing journey, this life, this sacred life, this spiritual journey. And so we release this, we allow it to be. We hand it over to the divine that is always right there beside us, that is always there supporting us every step of the way. And with great gratitude in our hearts, we simply say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you all for being with me today. And I am going to, I'm announcing that the weekly inspiration is coming to a close. Thursday will be the last day that I will be doing this. And I know some of you have been with me all along, and I so appreciate you showing up and being here. We just haven't had the turnout that I was hoping. And so I'm going to place my attention and focus on other things, but I so appreciate you being here. And so Thursday will be my last one. It'll be my last one. Thank you, BJ. I will see you. I will see you all again on Thursday, and continue to see you online and other ways. And if you're here locally, look forward to seeing you in person at the next event. Blessings to you all. Namaste. See you soon.